road transport accounts for 15% of greenhouse gas emissions. And this makes it unlikely that the world can attain net zero climate goals without people giving up their petrol or diesel vehicles. This year, the EV transition is wobbling. Take a look at this next report to understand why that is happening.
The general feeling before the beginning of this year was the combustion engine age may end sooner than projected. To stimulate EV adoption, governments provided large incentives for years. To fulfill demand, automakers retooled plans, their investments, and offered more EVs. EV prices fell closer to fossil fuel automobiles. However, the EV transition is stumbling this year. Governments are reducing financial incentives for EV consumers, and sales growth is slowing. The car industry is reconsidering their earlier investment plans. But what's wrong? Despite strong Chinese growth, European and North American demand is falling. According to Bloomberg NEF, sales of all-electric and plug-in hybrids that can run on petrol or diesel quadrupled in 2021 and 62% in 2022. However, growth fell to 31% last year. China led worldwide sales, excluding commercial cars, with a 59% rise. But in Europe and the US, sales of the automobiles with exhaust pipes increased, reversing the EV movement. European battery vehicle sales fell to 14% in August from 15% a year earlier. Germany, the continent's largest market, saw EV sales drop 69%. What's causing the EV slowdown? Drivers are less inclined to trust the technology and buy an EV if they can't charge it on the road. That's especially the case in the US, where EV charging stations are concentrated in cities and along the east and west coasts. Sales have dropped in Europe, coinciding with government subsidies being eliminated. China makes cheaper EVs. However, to keep Chinese EV producers like BYD out, European and US governments are safeguarding local automakers with tariffs and other hurdles. What does this slowdown mean for the industry? Well, several manufacturers, including legacy automakers like GM, Ford, Mercedes-Benz, Volvo, and Toyota, have now softened their EV ambitions. What's at stake, you ask? A key part of global climate change goals is EV adoption, such as the auto industry, which is vital to many economies, faces a major challenge. Is there relief in sight? Alarmed by the recent EV demand drop, some governments are considering restoring buyer financial incentives. In the most optimistic scenario, TNE, which promotes clean transport and energy, predicts EVs might take 24% of the European market next year. But the real question is that enough? Business Bureau Report to WION World.